Hi, I'm Charles with Career China, and I'm going to go over how an agency would use JobBite, or Applicant Tracking System, or ATS, to upload candidates to Career China and to track the progress of any candidates that have been sent over to Career China. Now, the ATS, the Applicant Tracking System, is a pretty powerful tool. Not only will it allow you to upload and send candidates to Career China for us to process and match to jobs, but it will also allow you to track real-time any messages that were sent back and forth between the different schools, and also allow you to send messages, append files, add notes, and a lot of other things. And we're going to go through a lot of those right now. So this short 10-minute video will be able to cover most of those items. If you have any questions, you can contact me, provide my email address, and my contact information at the end of this video. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you'll see when you receive an email from the JobBite system, this is sample email after the account has been set up. Basically invites you to create an account. When you click on the link in the email, it will go to the website, the JobBite website, which has pre-filled fields with all your information. And all you will need to do is type in a password. And just keep in mind, though, that there are some restrictions. As you see here, it requires 8 characters for the password, one uppercase, at least one uppercase, lowercase, and a number. So I'm going to go ahead and create a password. The other thing you'll need to note is your time zone. I'm going to go ahead and leave mine on Pacific time, because I do work in the US, so this might be important if you want to track exactly what time things take place, as like uploading a candidate and so forth. Everything is based on your local time. So go ahead and make sure you put in the correct time zone and then hit sign up. After that is done, you will go back to the login page where you will need to type in your username. Oh, we actually have an inconsistency here because I did not log out from before, but let me go ahead and log out. And I will, when you do it, you will just simply log in with your username and password that you created. So I will do that here. Let me log out. So there we go. So you basically put in the username, which is your email address, and the password that you just set up. Click on sign in. Decide whether or not you want to save the password. Oop. I'm going to go ahead and hit yes, and you will go to the dashboard. The dashboard, or the home, will show all the information about the candidates that you have currently in the system. You can either click on home to see all of the jobs and all the applications that are associated with each job type, or you can hit messages and see any messages that have gone back and forth between Career China and any of your candidates, or between yourself and any of the candidates, or between yourself and Career China. You can also hit on jobs, which is another screen from the home, which basically gives you a snapshot of everything. And you can also hit on submitted candidates, and that will show you a list of all candidates, what jobs they were submitted to, and the actual progress on each candidate. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to go into jobs and actually submit a candidate. So the way you submit a candidate is you actually go into the job, and for all our agencies, we try to make it easy. We have just one agency application group, and you just click on that application and you submit a candidate to that application. Now, when you submit a new candidate, it will bring up a new page, and once the page loads here, you'll see that you can upload a resume. You can either drag and drop into this area, or actually click on Upload Resume and look for the file, the resume file, to actually upload. I'm just going to drag and drop, show you how that works. So this is an old resume of mine. I'm just going to grab it, drag it, and drop it here. And what it does is it uploads the file to JobVite, and then it parses that file and fills in all the fields. So you're going to see that here in just 1 second. So on the left-hand side, in plain text, you'll see my old resume. And then on the right side, all the fields that were filled in related to that resume. So my first name, last name, and so forth. The stars next to each of the field names are required fields. So you have to make sure that everything's correct in those required fields. All the other pieces of information are also nice to have, not necessary. Now I want to highlight this area, comments. Comments is where agencies will need to insert any additional details about the candidate. So you want to be as detailed as possible here. Things that you'll want to include are location that the candidate wants to work in, such as if there's a preferred city they want to work in, such as Beijing, or the type of students they want to teach to, young learners, adults, if they have a specific specialty they want to teach, such as like history or math, so forth. Any other details that might be pertinent to us looking and matching them with a job. So if they want to work in a different field than teaching, we also would like that here. So for example, I'm going to write in here, this candidate would like to work in Beijing. He's married and will be bringing his wife. Also, this candidate has many years of experience teaching young learners and would like to continue teaching children. Okay, so as much detail as possible here. If there are any other specific things that you've noticed when you talk to the candidate, we would like it in the comments field. Now the next item here is nationality. So this is a required field. As you may know, the Chinese government is kind of specific about what countries they allow Z visas from. There's a list that the 5 or 6 countries here at the top are the ones they have preference to in terms of issuing Z visas. So if the candidate isn't from one of these 6 countries, it's still fine. Just make sure you select the correct nationality that the candidate currently has. I'm going to go ahead and put U.S. here. Now, these other fields aren't required, so I'm not going to fill them in. The fields below are actually what's part of our rubric. So if you have specific comments to a customer, such as, you know, this candidate is very enthusiastic, stuff like that, that might help describe the candidate, make them stand out from all the other candidates that a school might be looking at. You want to put it here. So very enthusiastic teacher with lots of energy. So something like that might help this candidate stand out from all the other candidates when we promote the candidates to a school, and might be helpful in that sales process. So the bottom part, there's 5 pieces of information that we would like you to fill out as well. So if these are part of the rubric or our scale system that we actually send to the schools or institutions we're working with. So here, all you would want to do is just select from 1 to 5, 5 being the best, each one of these descriptions. So how interested is the candidate in looking for a job? What is their attitude? Do they have a very good attitude, a negative attitude? How is their communication skills? So do they speak very well? Is it pretty good? Do they have an accent? Is their English accent strong? So if someone's from Ireland, they might actually have a 3 here. Or if they're from Russia, and they can barely speak any English. Maybe it's a 1 or a 2. So just try to be as honest as possible. We do do video interviews with these candidates too. So these scores are just to help us with the process, help to qualify the candidates. Finally, English proficiency. How good is their English speaking proficiency? Now, once you've filled this all out, just hit save, and this goes into our system, and that window will close. So you have to go to your previous window, and in the previous window, you will now see that the candidate, myself, has been applied to this job. Now, when you go back to the home, you will now see that in the dashboard that you have 1 application. So once you start uploading more and more applications, you will see all these applications. This number will get larger and larger. If there are any applications that are rejected, those numbers will be removed. Now, the next step you will need to do is actually go to submitted candidates. This is where you will see exactly what's going on with each candidate. So as you can see here, this is the application that I just submitted for myself for this job title. You can see when it was submitted, and you can see what the status is for this candidate. So status of new is status where we haven't actually touched it yet. We haven't talked to the candidate. We plan on having first contact with the candidate within 1 to 2 business days of receiving those candidates. And at that stage, we actually do 2 things. We ask for the candidate to fill out a help form, and we ask the candidate do a video interview. It's about 10 minutes. We ask 5 questions, very straightforward. And at that point, we then do the matching process, trying to find the best opportunity for them, what school or institution that they might best fit based on the comments that you provided, and also based on the information they fill out in the health form and in the video. Okay, so the next step I want to show you is the messages. So if you click on messages, we actually haven't seen any messages yet. We only see this message, but one thing I want to note and highlight is that when any communication that Career China has with your candidates, you'll actually be CC'd on. So we do encourage the agencies to continue with the communication process with the candidate and encourage them to move forward with each of the steps along the process. And we'll hopefully have constant communication with you, Career China will, in terms of each of the candidates that we're working on, where they are in the process, and how best to communicate with them to keep them moving forward. And as well, if they do get rejected from any jobs, we can look at other positions that they might be interested in. That concludes this portion of the demonstration. This is just basically an overview of the agency side of how to use the JobBite, the ATS that we're using at Career China. If you have any questions, you can reach me at charles.charya, CHARIYA, at careerchina.com, or just reply to any emails that you probably have received from me. All right, have a great day, and thank you very much.